What is up, everybody? Hunter with the Lost Socket Garage, and today we're going to be cutting into our newest conversion, Black Betty. But first, we're going to be taking a look at some common rust spots on your coupe that may not be able to be fixed.
Oh, Black Betty, bam-a-lam, oh, Black Betty, bam-a-lam, Black Betty at a trial, bam-a-lam, nine thing go on, bam-a-lam, oh, Black Betty.
Yep, guys, you should have known it was going to go there. It is, after all, Black Betty. What do we have here? We have a 67 Mustang. I've kind of marked it out because I got bored with chalk and kind of did the meat chalk line cut thing to show the different panels. Today, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be cutting this in half, but I wanted to use this as an opportunity to look at Betty as a solid donor. A couple of the things that I really like about it as a donor car, but also look into some common rust areas on your coupe that really might be a deal breaker for you on whether or not you end up fixing it as a coupe or cutting it in half as a fastback. So let's take a tour of Black Betty as it sits. All right, so I've marked out all the different pieces on the car, and we'll kind of cover these different pieces and whether or not they're actually repairable. So first off, up here we have the B-pillar. If your B-pillar is shot on your coupe, how hard is it to repair? It's very hard to repair, unless it's just something like that's a little bubbled up or something like that, a square patch or whatnot. But B-pillars are very, very hard to repair because you end up having to peel them off the quarter panel, off of the rocker panel, as well as the inner structure. So I would say if your coupe B-pillar is garbage, I would not bother replacing that. On to the quarter panel. Quarter panels are readily available. You can buy them as full quarter panels. You can buy them as quarter panel skins, which are made a little bit more to be just a patch. Quarter panels are very, very repairable within reason on Mustangs. This is all considered the quarter panel. Well, technically up to the lead line right here. This is a lead line right here from factory on the coupes. This is the sail panel. So as long as really the rust isn't going up into the sail panel too much, it's not too difficult to repair a quarter panel. Same thing goes to be said where it attaches to the B-pillar. A very, very common rust point, and there's actually a body line right along here. They just filled it in on this one. But this is a very common rust point. It is savable as long as really the rust doesn't go into the rocker. The rocker, it's not too terrible to replace if you're just doing like a section like that. Rockers, if you have to do a full rocker, it entails a little, a lot bit more. But we'll get into that here in just a second. I would say quarters, easy to repair depending on where the damage is. Wheel well. Now, rule of thumb is your panel, if it's rusted, to repair it, typically you're going to have to go at least 2 layers deep, if not 3. So if your quarter panel is rusted, a very common rust spot is right along here where these seams meet up, right? So this is your outer wheel well. If this is rusted right here, it's not too big of a deal if you're going to do your quarter panel anyway, because you can just slap on a new outer wheel well. That's not necessarily a deal breaker. Just look for rust in these areas. So I would say outer wheel well, it's not too terrible to replace unless you're trying to do it without a quarter panel or you're trying to do an inner wheel well. That's a game changer. I don't want to patch that. Sail panel. This is actually a separate piece that the repop ones and from factory actually has a little edge right here that slips under the roof. So the roof is over the sail panel. The sail panel is this entire piece, and then you have your lead line right here that we just, melt out. When you buy a coupe roof, and as you can see, this is the roof. This car was actually a vinyl top car. You can tell by the little holes right there, as well as you have all the pitting and the rust spots along the roof and the sail panel. Again, you want to look for this stuff if you're trying to do a donor for a coupe to fastback. If you're trying to save your coupe, this is where it really starts getting hairy. Because to replace the roof, unless it's just a small patch, to replace the roof, you're going to have to take it off of the sail panel. Now, the majority of the time where this connects is going to be very, very rusted, so you're probably at least going to have to patch the sail panel as well. Also, to take off the roof, you're going to have to take off the drip rail. Now, the drip rails, see? Drip rail, drip, drip, drip. Drip rails, if the drip rails are gone, don't even try to replace them on a coupe. They don't make them, A. Two, you can actually make coupe drip rails out of fastback ones, but the majority of the time, if the rust is getting into the drip rail and where this sits underneath the roof, everything in here is going to be rusted and it's too much of a shit show. There are options where, you know, maybe you trim off the drip rail and you take a shaved look. That's obviously on you guys. A-pillars, moving forward, this is a lead line on a coupe as well as a fastback. For the conversion, we actually cut it right about here, and we're going to be taking all of this stuff off later in the video, and then we're going to peel the roof off of the roof support. But as far as the A-pillars, I mean, if they're shot, I really don't want to repair them, unless it's like an outer, but you're dealing with A-pillars that are tied into the inner and outer rocker panels. They're in the kick panels. It's tied in underneath your cowl, and it goes into your dash as well as your roof support. So if there's damage outside of, again, just like, you know, square patches or whatnot, you should either ditch the car or turn it into a fastback, because that kit does come with all new A-pillars. All around, this is an awesome donor car. Moving towards the back, this is a filler panel. Now on a coupe, if there's damage in the filler panel, so for example, if you guys watched our video on the Golden Nugget, this entire area inside was completely rusted out, essentially. There are patches you can do to the filler panel to make it look fine. However, you have to look to that second and third layer down, being your seat divider, which they do repop, but if it starts getting into your inner structure, you are SOL, because they do not repop coupe inner structure. Filler panel, kind of sketchy, but it's not a total deal breaker. These little corners right here tie into your quarter panel as well as your tail panel, and they're a giant pain in the ass to replace if you're not doing a quarter panel as well. It's not worth it to replace these. New ones come with a coupe to fastback kit, so turn it into a fastback. This is the tail. Oh, there's a P back there. It looked like it said tail pen, anal. Tail anal. Tail panel. Tail panels aren't too bad to patch. They're very, very cheap. They're only like 100 or 200 bucks. Get the metal one from Dynacorn. Use the link for CJ Pony Parts. It's in the description. Tail panel, depending on where it's rusted. If it's rusted around these areas, again, you're looking, well, technically this is a quarter panel, and then this is, I don't remember what this piece is called, but it is sold separately so that you could peel a quarter panel off of this piece and replace all of this. Pain in the ass? Yes. Is it cheap? Yes. All right, moving around on this car. Where a respirator, oh yeah, because there's fiberglass back here. This had, they did the shaved look on the quarter panel extensions and they fiberglassed all of it in. So Derry was nice enough to say, don't forget to wear a respirator. Oh, they kept that seam on this side. I love consistency. This side is a lot more fucked up.
You have no idea.
So on this one, I started noticing that there was some tomfuckery, especially with this edge. Right here, you could tell that it was, you know, shaved at like a 45-degree angle. Took a chisel, obviously, could have told with just the magnet. No sticky. No sticky. It's still no sticky. So all of this is Bondo, which means there's a bigger problem underneath, which is kind of to be expected. And the reason it's to be expected is, oh wait, yeah, the rest of the rocker's completely fucking torn out. I have no idea what happened here. None whatsoever. So this rocker is getting pulled. We are going to replace this one. Front of the car, really no issues up here. Cowl looks good. So really our biggest issue above and beyond from the conversion is going to be this rocker. And I honestly have no idea how I'm going to do this yet, but maybe we'll find out on camera. So we're going to get cutting into Black Betty, but first off, this is a customer's car. And he has graciously given us the right to name it Black Betty. However, he does not want to see it cut in half. He doesn't believe that he could watch it and not cry. And honestly, I don't blame him. So I'm going to respect his wishes and put in markers of where he needs to hit pause or skip ahead on the video so he doesn't see his baby getting cut in half.
My air hammer, it go rap.
On to the montage.
My name is Hunter, and today on Jackass, we find out how much fucking Bondo is actually too much Bondo. So, we've done episodes on this shit before, but this rocker panel has surprises in it. Derry, why don't you show the kids at home what we're looking at here? That, this did this number. This is all, like, you're okay, the rocker's fine here, all of this is Bondo. So right now, we're doing experiment time, and we want to find out how much Bondo is on this corner. It's gonna do a little dust. Okay. Did you? All right, make it a cake. Look at the whole rocker. Look at it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's see how much. This is ASMR. Ah! Cocksucker.
Yeah, there's a cell tapper.
What? All right. Jesus. Oh my God.
It would have cost less to repair the rocker the right way.
Holy shit, Batman. Yo! All right. Kids, I don't know if you remember in like that old video, I think it was a blue one where there was a sunroof and they flat patched the sunroof and they put Bondo over it to match the fucking curve of the roof, and I was like, wow, I'm not even mad, I'm impressed. This takes the cake. I don't even like this. Oh, it's not. Look, it's just fucking.
Oh.
We thought that this was possibly dowel, like a metal dowel for rigidity. So, oh, look, another support self-tapper.
Don't forget that.
This is the craziest fucking rocker I've ever seen. PSA, stop doing dumb shit like this. Do it the right fucking way, or YouTube it, or pay someone like me to do it right. This is fucking ridiculous.
All right. We have made a lot of progress on Black Betty. She's a lot lighter now, as you can see. All cut down. What is this? Is this clever product placement? Get your Law Socket Garage 10mm keychain and never tamed flight tag. Link is below. Y'all saw the rocker. We ended up throwing a mostly full rocker on it. Replaced this whole fucking cake batter shit. So that looks much better now. Replace the drop downs. Very, very common. The vast majority of the time we have to do this drop down patch just because peeling that quarter panel off of the drop down Old metal usually rips, doesn't work out. So we've done the drop downs on both. We do new outer wheel wells, and they want mini tubs, so these are all wrapped up and done. And now we're at the point where putting everything back together for the final fitment, and then take a few panels off and then start welding in the inner structure. So it's going to be together and then back off, so we'll run a time lapse for that, and then we'll see how it looks as a different shape. Well, that was easy-ish. Here she is, Black Betty. We actually got most of it black too, except for the Shelby tail panel. Let's take a walk around. So didn't do much work on the front of this car whatsoever. Most of our work on this was the coupe to fastback conversion and a little bit of rocker love, as you guys saw earlier. But here we are. Customer opted for the stock tail panel with a Shelby deck lid and quarter panel extensions, but the quarter panel extensions didn't get here in time, unfortunately, so gonna have to ship those off. Also, we did a Mustangs to Fear mini tub kit. This thing's awesome because you don't have to cut into the floor, but you can put like 305s or 315s or something like that under here. Yeah, she's looking good. Brand new rocker after that tomfuckery. New seat riser. The rest of the new rocker. So we ended up thinking that they tried to like, that it was impacted on the rocker, and then they put something in here to like pull the rocker out, and it tore through all of this, and it tore through the seat riser as well. So we threw a new seat riser in there. Goodbye, Black Betty. All right, we are here with the owners of Black Betty, Joseph, Rachel, Kyler. You guys pumped?
Pumped.
Yes. The real question is, what color is it going to go?
Black.
It's going to stay black.
Black, yep.
Are you guys going to stay with Black Betty?
Yeah,
think
it's
we
Black
are.
Betty
Yeah.
now. You named her.
Yeah,
she
you
has
did
to be
it.
Black Betty.
Yeah, buddy. Talk to me about what's next for Black Betty. What's the motor? What's the trans? What are you going to
So
do?
we just sent the motor off to the motor shop. Just going to do a fresh rebuild on it.
Cool.
Upgraded cams. It's a 289.
Nice.
And then while they have it, they're also going to redo the transmission as well there.
Cool.
So that's getting ready on the side. I think the next step for the car itself will be off for body work.
Cool.
And get it to prep for paint.
What color interior are you going to do on it?
Black and blue.
She wants to do black and blue.
What kind of blue?
Like a dark blue. Like royal blue.
Royal blue. Nice. Okay. Who's going to be driving this the most? Be honest.
The garage.
The garage.
Me.
Hey, right. And off camera, she said she doesn't really know what a brake pedal is. It's mainly the gas pedal, huh?
The bright side will be keeping you in business because once it's totaled, we'll have to come back.
Follow up, hopefully not coming soon. Now, the story behind this is you had this car, then a girl had it for a while, and then we discovered the rocker debacle. I want to know who did her body work, and if they now do like pottery or like paper mache or some shit now, because
I am slightly afraid that body work has been with me since I owned it originally, because it was in had some damage. You saw the rear corner.
yeah.
So that damage was the wear one I had in high school, so I wonder if it was all associated. And that person did an amazing job to try to hurry up and sell it. But I bought it for $500, so.
I mean, that's a great deal. It was an easy fix. It was just a really big surprise for everyone involved. So it's all put back together now, ready for its next stage. You guys are off back to Colorado for the long drive. Thanks, guys. We really appreciate you trusting us with this build. I'm glad you got your old car back, and she has some better body lines and a rocker that's not made out of Play-Doh.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Sorry, my hands are all sweaty.
No, you're good, dude. Thanks, guys. All right, that's it for us today here at Lost Socket Garage. Black Betty's on her way up to Colorado. Do all of the algorithm stuff. Like, subscribe, check out our merchandise on lostsocketgarage.com. Until next time, do what you love.
Don't be a dick.
Never be tamed.
Peace out.
Peace.
Did I just say don't be a dick?
See.
Oh, don't be a dick.
Well, not right now. I have to do it.